think we're live. I think we're live. Live on the air. Is it work? Okay, so I'm working on YouTube, and looks like I'm working on Twitch. It's working. Hey, let's go. I'm working on both. I'm working on both. Oh, hey, what's up, BNat? What is up? So, hey, and the chat thing's working. So, guys, check it out. No, this way. Over here. One of my technologies is actually working. On the left, you see both my Twitch chat and my YouTube chat combined into one, and you can see it. You see there's a Twitch logo from people who are chatting in Twitch, and the YouTube logo for people that are chatting on YouTube, and it's working. Yes! First technology success. Isn't that awesome? I'm streaming both to YouTube and Twitch right now. I don't know if there's probably a delay on one and the other. Maybe one of them's a few seconds ahead of the other. But yes, I am streaming to both YouTube and Twitch right now. I had to take off my affiliate status on Twitch in order to do so. So I no longer have subscribers to the channel. I no longer have emotes. Although for some reason I'm still able to use my emotes even though I have no way of knowing where to access them or change them. So that's weird. Um Dying in peace does okay. Um so Twitch is behind my YouTube. Okay, well that's hey YouTube better in terms of lag. And in my studio, which by the way I am not using OBS to do this. There is a reason why I am able to do this. I am no longer using OBS. I am using a program called Prism, which was made by a company in Korea, and it's actually working pretty well. I can actually see on this how many people are watching both my Twitch stream and my YouTube stream. So right now I've got 2 viewers on Twitch and 3 on YouTube. Although to be fair, one of the YouTube views is my alt YouTube account, so 2 and 2. um, and you're on both chats. I know you're on both chats. I know some of you are on both chats, which is perfectly fine. I get views either way. And I appreciate those of you that are viewing on both. But let me tell you the reasoning behind why I did this. Um, as I streamed on YouTube, um, I realized that so when I ended streaming on Twitch, and by the way, where my chat is right now, I can't read it very well because my mic is in the way, so I need to move where my chat is. That's better. Move that over here. Alright, there we go. Cool. Yeah, there it goes. That's better. I can see chat better now. It was like the bottom of my chat was behind my mic, so I couldn't see like the most recent one on there. All right, cool. There we go. All right, so wow, that's bold, super crazy bold. Yeah. Oh wait, you changed your Twitch name. You changed your Twitch name, because you're not Atlanta Kid anymore. You're now BNATL5. That's okay. I'm following now because I'm used to you being Atlanta Kid. um, I'm following now. But anyway, so here's my reason. Hey, what's up, Raiden? How you doing? Just talking about the new technologies, as you can see on the right hand side of your screen. I've got to point to my left in order for you guys to understand the right hand side of your screen. Is your right, my left. Uh, I have both of my chats that I'm streaming to right now, both Twitch and YouTube, integrated into one feature. If you see the YouTube symbol in front, that's from my YouTube chat. The Twitch one, that's from my Twitch chat. So people even chatting in either stream can still technically interact with each other, even though they're in different chats. And how that works with my gameplay, as I will switch to my gameplay screen here, is I continued the chat in the bottom right hand corner there. So, well, actually, I'm gonna have to move that for college football because that's where the score bug's gonna be. I'm probably gonna move it like up here, like that. Um, so, but yeah, I'll keep the chat up there so you guys can see other people chatting. But here's the reason for now. Well, I'm 18 now and done with YouTube, so it's time to be. Oh, you're done with YouTube. Oh, Yeah, Twyman, you are Cowboy. Hey, Steezy, what's up, man? How you doing? Um, anyway, so look at Bryce Young, man, so inspirational. We'll get to that in a minute. Let's go back to the just chatting screen. Um, so the reason why I decided to do this is because when I was streaming on YouTube, but okay, let me backtrack. When I stopped streaming on Twitch, I was getting around, I was averaging a little over 10 viewers a stream, which honestly is actually better than a lot of streamers can get to that are my size. I had like 380 followers on Twitch. I was averaging about 10 viewers a stream, which was great, and I was very thankful for that. When I switched over to YouTube, that number dropped to like 3. And one of those views is me using my alt account to watch the stream while it's going. So um so that's why I have um so what I still, YouTube is still going to be the center of my content no matter what. It's still going to be the center. I am going to be streaming on YouTube, but I am either going to dual stream over to Twitch, but I'm also contemplating the idea of streaming on YouTube and then later streaming on Twitch, just playing the replay of my YouTube stream because YouTube saves all my VODs anyway. Um, but I'm probably not going to do that. I was toying with it. I'm not sure yet. But tonight we're dual streaming because I wanted to make sure the technology worked, and it is working because I am streaming to both Twitch and YouTube right now. Yes, it is working. Okay, cool. Um, so Twitch is for the merrier. Eh. But see, the thing is, I want to build. I don't want to have just um, stream content. I also want to continue making video content. And if I want people to see my video content, the best way to do that is to pull people into my YouTube channel. And so, oh gosh, I still have my sports scores bot going too. um, so my goal is use Twitch as a way to pull people from the Twitch community over to my YouTube channel. Because let's be honest, it hasn't really translated very well. I have the number of subscribers I have on my YouTube account is a third of the number of followers I have on my Twitch account. Now, to be fair, my Twitch account is like 2 years old at this point, whereas my YouTube account's only like a year old, so you could go that way. Um, so the lockout must end soon. Okay. Um, so basically, what I'm trying to do is I'm restreaming to Twitch, but the center of my content is still YouTube. There's going to be streaming content for sure. I'm going to start streaming content that's not the UGL like I've been doing the past couple months. I'm actually going to stream my own content again. But I'm also going to be starting some new YouTube series. And all of it is going back to what I was when I first started on Twitch. And not a lot of you were not a lot of you were around when I first started on Twitch. I started out from nothing, so I started out very small. Now I was very fortunate. I was able to get affiliate in the first earliest. Yes, Blue scored. The earliest I could get affiliate, I was able to get it, which I was very thankful for. Um, but obviously I'm still very small. So I wanted to I started thinking about like what I was playing in terms of my sports content because obviously my channel is always going to be sports content. I'm not. I sometimes streamed Apex, but that was when I streamed Apex when the MLB the Show servers were down for Diamond Dynasty. So, and I don't play Diamond Dynasty anymore anyway, so that doesn't really matter. Um, I was around but didn't even know you streamed. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, sometimes it's hard to connect the communities together. But yes, you were around Shamstream. I remember you from a long time ago. Before I knew you before I started streaming, so yeah, I knew you. Um, but essentially, when I first started streaming, my first ever streaming series on Twitch was I did a fantasy draft franchise on MLB the Show, 21, or sorry, 20, MLB the Show 20, and I didn't get through it. I got through like a third of the season, but I wasn't playing every single game. I was playing one game, and basically I was playing the first game of a series and then simming the rest. I got through about a third of the season, and then I switched over to Madden because football season was there, and then UGL started, so I switched over to Madden content from there. Um, so essentially, what I wanted to do was go back to what made me unique as a content creator. And what makes me unique as a content creator is not just doing realistic franchises. There's so many people out there that do the realistic franchise. You like, for example, for Madden, you've got Bengal doing his Lions franchise. MLB the Show, you got the Ant Ortiz doing his rebuilds in MLB the Show. Um, just as examples. But what made me unique is the fact that I did realistic gameplay with a unique spin on it, and that was what my fantasy franchise was when I first started out on Twitch. And also what I did with the community created players on both the draft classes for Madden and then for the MLB Show players. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to be able to commit to doing the community created players anymore. That took a lot of time and effort, and if I'm going to get back into this content creation thing, I needed to find some things to cut out that I didn't have to spend as much time on. So unfortunately, community created players aren't coming back right now. I just don't have the time to incorporate that content. Maybe not to the full. Well, maybe it'll come back in some form or fashion, but not to the extent that I was doing it before, like completely editing players and putting them into the game. That just took a lot of time and effort, and I can't continue to do that. But I am going to go back to what made me unique, and that is franchise content or season format content, not the basically offline stuff, not online Diamond Dynasty or Madden Ultimate Team or anything like that. I don't do that stuff. Offline content, realistic gameplay, but with a unique twist that makes it different from real life. 2029 Falcons realistic rebuild is so fun. I actually I started a Panthers one offline. I won the Super Bowl in my third season. I had signed Aaron Rodgers to a 1-year, $30 million deal. He led us to the Super Bowl. We were 15-2, beat the Raiders in the Super Bowl, and then I am not re-signing him and going to my rookie quarterback, who was on the bench that season, but he's going to take over. He's a scrambling Lamar Jackson type quarterback, so I'm going from an Aaron Rodgers pocket quarterback to a Baltimore Ravens style running quarterback. It's going to be fun. Anyway, but yes, absolutely, make franchise better. MLB 22. How you doing, Phillies? Welcome in. Welcome. What's up, Mission? Perry. Oh gosh, with the pear puns again. You're going to continue that stuff you were doing on Twitter, man. um, do I miss articles or do I still do them sporadically? I'm not doing articles anymore. It all goes back to the amount of time I have, and that's why I'm trying to be careful with how I come back to live streaming, um, and content creation in general. Because like I said, I'm also going to be making video series. So essentially, what is going on is I miss content creation. I watch people like Crazy Coach, like Phillies fan with his the burgers, the was it the Bacon's Burgers series. Um, all these content creators doing amazing things, and I still want to do my thing. Like I want to do my thing, but I know I can't put in the time and effort that I was doing before, or else I'm going to burn out again. Because this is a hobby of mine. It's not something that this is never going to take the place of my work, my family, or my relationship with Christ. That's just non-negotiable. So I'm trying to be careful as I come back, making sure I don't overdo it, kind of easing myself back in. So with that, I'm only going to be streaming once a week. I'm going to be streaming on Wednesdays. And the reason why I'm streaming on Wednesdays is because my wife leads a Bible study that night, so I don't need to be with her. So we agreed that that was the best night for me to do that. Involve the wife in the decision making, guys. But so I'm going to be doing that. But the series I'm going to be doing multiple series at once. There's going to be one series that's going to be on stream, and then one or maybe two. I'm thinking about doing two series that are YouTube videos. Um, and by the way, for those of you that are just coming in and you look on the right side of the screen, you can see my Twitch chat and my YouTube chat are integrated together. I'm streaming on both platforms right now. But please, 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 if you're in here in my Twitch chat, go drop a sub on my YouTube channel because that is the center of my content. Like I was saying, I'm streaming once a week, and that's going to be one of my series. Just one. The other series that I will be doing, I will do one series at a time on stream, and then maybe one, two, maybe three series at a time as videos on my YouTube channel. I'm not going to have a set upload schedule in terms of videos. I'm just going to be doing them as uploading them as I do them, just to make sure that I don't put pressure on myself to try to, oh, I have to get it out today. I have to get it out today. Like I said, I'm trying to ease back into this. Um, but one, definitely one on stream, and one, two, maybe three video series. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel because that is still the center of my content. I am restreaming to Twitch. I'm streaming on both platforms right now. I took off my affiliate status on Twitch, so no more subscriptions, no more emotes, unfortunately, no more bits. Um, Yes, an exclamation point YT in the chat for my for a link to my YouTube channel. I appreciate all of you guys doing so. Yes, it's the same name, Andrew Pays, and thanks to the generous support of what I've already got, I'm able to have my own URL that Amos just put in the chat. How you doing, Amos? Um, and I was able to get the named URL instead of the random numbers and letters behind the URL because I hit 100 subscribers. So thank you for that. Um, when you do live streams on YouTube, are the videos going to stay uploaded to watch? Absolutely. I am, and that's one of the big reasons why I switched over to YouTube is that all my VODs from my live streams are going to be saved on my YouTube channel. Twitch has the VODs of previous live streams, but for people that aren't partners, they only last for 14 days and then they're gone. With YouTube, my VODs stay up forever. So you can even go there right now and see all the streams that I've done over the past couple months with my UGL games. You're going to see some horrible gameplay as I won only one game in my UGL season. I went 1-15 or 1-16. You're going to see horrible gameplay. You'll even see me rage a couple times. I threw my headset live on stream if you missed that. I don't remember which game it was. Go back and watch all of them. You'll find it. That's not a normal Andrew moment. I don't normally rage like that, but I got so frustrated on stream. I threw my headphones into the boxes I have over here. Made sure I threw them in a place that they wouldn't get broken. But yeah, all my VODs are up on YouTube. All my VODs will continue to stay up on YouTube. So if you do, like Ostezi said, if you do miss a live stream, check out my YouTube channel. They're always going to be there. Even if you only watch me live stream on Twitch, even if you miss those will still be up on YouTube because I'm literally streaming the same thing in both ways right now. Literally, I am live both on YouTube and on Twitch right now. And that's why I had to take off the affiliate status because Twitch terms of service, you're not allowed to stream to other channels at the same time as Twitch if you're in the affiliate program. So that's why I don't have a sub button anymore. I don't have emotes anymore. You can't give me bits anymore. If you do want to support the channel, there is always a donate link. There's one in the description of my YouTube channel, and it'll randomly pop up in my chat as well. I'm never going to ask you guys to support that way. Subscriptions was just a fun way for people to show their support and be able to get the emotes. But since I don't have the emotes anymore, I really don't have a reason for you to give to the channel. But it's always appreciated. I don't do this for the money. I do this for the fun. This is my hobby. But I still leave that open in case people do want to do that. Who knows? Maybe someday. My goal is to get my YouTube channel to the partner program on YouTube, which is going to take a lot of work because it requires 1,000 subscribers on YouTube and 4,000 watch hours on YouTube. Once I get that, I will be able to unlock memberships. I will be able to unlock super chats, all that kind of stuff, and hopefully, maybe by that time, I will stop streaming on Twitch and just be a YouTuber. Because I'll have 1,000 subscribers at that point. I don't know. Who did I beat? I beat Washington. I beat Washington by 1 because they went for 2 after they scored a potential game-tying touchdown. They went for 2, and Brian Burns hit the quarterback and caused an incomplete pass. When they went for the 2, they went for the win instead of the tie, and they missed a 2-point conversion, so I was able to pull out the win there. Yes, you had fun with emotes, that's for sure. Hey, Blue scored again, 2-0. Hello. So, wait. I just realized, Amos. I don't know, Amos, if you're still here. I just realized that your chat posting my link to my YouTube channel timed you out in my Twitch chat, but it still showed up in my chat feed from my new technology. That's one downside. Like if someone starts spamming crap that normally gets timed out, it'll actually show up in my new technology chat. By the way, this technology that I'm using. What up, Jake? Well, you've missed the intro to this. kinda on Twitch. My content is still centered around YouTube. I'm restreaming to Twitch to try to bring more people over to my YouTube. Um, I'm just gonna repeat it all again. I am one main series is going to be streamed, and then I'm going to be doing multiple other series with other games on my YouTube channel as regular video content. So if you only watch me on Twitch, you will only see one of the many different types of content that I'll be doing. And also, and as Stacey mentioned earlier, if you miss a Twitch stream or even a YouTube, if you miss a stream, all of my VODs will be up on YouTube, so you can go back and watch them at any time. So if you miss an episode of one of my series, you can go back and watch those. Um, but yeah, exactly. I'm trying to use my Twitch to grow my YouTube because I have a little over 100 subscribers on YouTube, but over 300 followers on Twitch. And so if I can get people to move from Twitch over to YouTube to grow my YouTube channel, that's the goal. Um, but in order to do that, I had to take off my affiliate status on Twitch. So no more subs, no more emotes, um, no more bits, anything like that. You all, like I said, y'all can still donate through the donate links in my stream, but I'm not gonna like overly promote. I'm not gonna over. I'm not going to promote that because that's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to have fun, hang out with you guys. Uh, that's gonna be another weird thing though. Is I can So, as you can see in the Twitch chat over here, Noble just put in a couple of Crazy Coaches emotes. They don't show up as emotes in this other chat, unfortunately, because this chat over here is the technology I'm using this to restream right now. It's called Prism, and it is a way that it's the way I'm able to stream to both Twitch and YouTube right now. Um, Literally, I'm live on both right now, and again, that's why I had to take off my affiliate status on Twitch because their terms of service state that you can't stream to another platform while also streaming to Twitch at the same time if you're an affiliate or a partner. So anyway, um, so anyway, um, so yeah, that's essentially the gist of it. Just to recap everything, I am streaming on both YouTube and Twitch for one of my series. Multiple series will also occur as videos on my YouTube channel. So please go over, subscribe, hit the notification bell, please, so you're notified when I go live and when I upload new videos. I will be streaming every Wednesday night at around this time, around 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, for one of my series, and then the other series I will upload them as I finish them. So, speaking of the series, I already have ideas of what I'm going to do. If you guys saw the thumbnail on my YouTube stream, you saw 4 sports, you have 4 games. You saw MLB The Show, saw Madden, and you saw 2 college games. As this thing has been, or down here has been flashing this entire time. For those of you that follow Crazy Coach, this is where I ended up getting this idea. So I can't. I did this because. Woo! So I was supposed to hear that alert, and thank you, Sean, for the sub on YouTube. I don't know why my. Did you guys hear that alert? Did the alert go off? It showed up twice on my. Why did it show up twice on my? Oh, I have it on here twice. That is why. Whoops. Bye bye. This is what happens when I don't check everything. Why did I not hear the alert though? I did not hear the alert. But oh, Phillies fan, Sean. I knew that. Thank you so much for the sub, Sean. Appreciate it. It's weird saying sub and not meaning a sub on Twitch where you actually are paying money. A sub on YouTube is a follower on Twitch. That's kind of weird. But anyway, thank you so much, Jake. I appreciate that. All right, so let's talk about series. So as you can see, as I'm plugging in my Xbox controller, I I've been watching. Most of you are. Um, oh, you heard the. Okay, so I just didn't hear the alert. Why didn't I hear the alert? That's weird. Did I mute it? No, I didn't mute it. Oh well. Now stop being a Cardinals fan. That ain't happening. um. So, anyway, as I was saying,
back to this. If you guys, as I switch my scene, if you guys are watch Crazy Coach at all, you know that he has been playing a lot of NCAA 14 with the mod College Football Revamped. And I am happy to say that I've got it running on my PC. Now, this is not illegal for me. There's a lot of controversy around this. Their website specifically says that they do not endorse piracy in any way, shape, or form. And you're asking me, well, how can you play it on PC then without it being pirated? I'm going to show right now on stream. I have a copy of the game. I have the PS3 copy of NCAA Football 14. I am not advocating piracy at all. All right? Put that back in the sleeve. Keep it safe. I have a copy of the game. I was able to get it onto PC. I am not advocating for piracy in any way, shape, or form. Anyway, but I've got it on a PC and it looks so clean. Because I'm with the emulator I use, I'm able to scale it. It still runs in its native 720p, but I can scale it up to 1440p that I have on my monitor, and it's clean. Couldn't get it the one day I tried. Yeah, it's not a straightforward thing. It's sometimes finicky, and it's harder to do on the actual PS3, which is one of the reasons why I did it on PC, because I could understand PC better. So anyway. And yes, Atlanta Kid likes the Braves. We know. As Atlanta Kid is in both chats at the same time. So this is going to be the stream series is going to be a series on NCAA Football 14 with the College Football Revamp mod on top of it. But here's like I said before, realistic gameplay, but with a twist. That's my content. So here's the twist. And I can't, there's some ideas that I can't take credit for because I didn't come up with them myself. And this one is one of those ideas. If you guys follow Nutsy Poo, he got partnered as a Twitch streamer for his Mlb the Show content. And he also did NCAA 14 a while back as well. He posted on Twitter recently an idea that he had that I loved and I wanted to run with it. And that is to turn NCAA football, all of the conferences, into a Premier League style format. If you guys are familiar with European soccer, like Premier League, Bundesliga, that kind of thing, turn it into that kind of league, so to say, where you have teams that are promoted and relegated every single year. And that's what I'm going to do on stream, and that's what we're going to be working on setting up today. And I thought that idea is, was fantastic. And by the way, Noble, 60 interceptions would actually be what's expected. That's not a twist. That's not a twist. That's expected of me. And I threw 70 because you didn't count PJ Walker's interceptions. But we're not going to talk about that. You have the 360 version. Okay, gotcha. So we're going to combine the College Football National Championship with the Premier League. We're going to make the Premier League College Football League. Premier College Football League. I don't know what I'm going to name it, but that's what we're doing here. In fact, let me change my category. NCAA Football 14. So now we're streaming on Twitch in the right category. I still got to update my categories on Twitch. YouTube, I already said it's NCAA 14, I think. So we're good there. So that's what we're going to work on setting up. And so with that, I actually have to pull up my spreadsheet because if you guys know me, I like spreadsheets. I made a spreadsheet where I have all of my ideas for this. And one of the main things I wanted to do was to try to make all of the conferences and their sub-conferences as evenly divided as possible and also as close to geographic locations as possible. One of the things that really bothers me is when, and this is going to surprise some of you guys knowing that I live in Missouri, I absolutely could not stand when Missouri joined the Southeastern Conference. that bugged the heck out of me because they're not in the Southeast. I know that they joined for competitive whatnot and whatever, and to just honestly to get more clout and more money, I guess. I'm not going to show the spreadsheet on stream though, but I actually don't have my PC set up as a source. But I'll post maybe I'll post a link to the spreadsheet in my YouTube description. But yes, I did decide what I'm gonna. I've been working on this for a couple weeks now, guys. I will, Noble. I will send you a link to it personally so you can look at it. All right. So, you know what? Or I can just set up. No, I can't because I got my chat on that screen. I'll allow it. Well, I'm not a Missouri fan. I just live in Missouri. I don't really have a college football team that I'm a fan of because my undergrad didn't have a football team. In fact, we had a shirt in our gift shop that said the school I went to was called Covenant College. It said Covenant College football undefeated since 1953, which was the year we were founded because we don't have a football team, so we haven't ever been defeated. Ha! They actually had that in the gift shop of our of our college. It's fantastic. So essentially what I did was I took the conferences as they were in this game and I moved them around. We're going to create a new coach, by the way. We're going to make myself. Making Coach Andrew. But essentially I tried to realign the conferences so that at the beginning, the more competitive teams were... Well, first of all, I still tried to keep it as close to the conferences as they are now. But I still wanted to tweak some things to make sure that I wanted even teams across the board for each of the sections, each of the divisions that are connected to each other. And then I wanted to... which head's closest to mine? 1. I think it's 1. And then I'm a polo guy. No, I'm not a sweater vest guy. I'm not a full suit guy. I would do t-shirt, but that just looks too casual, so I'll go polo. I don't do hat. My alma mater. I put my favorite team as Navy just because my dad's former military. They want us over quick. I mean, yeah, it's fine for competitive nature. I'm just a fan of the fact that if you're named the SEC conference, the Southeastern Conference, you need to be made up of Southeastern teams. Also, when the Big Ten turned into 12 teams, that annoyed me too. Because you're not 10. Like the Pac-10 changed their name to the Pac-12 when they became 12 teams. I know you can't change your name to the Big 12 because there already is a Big 12. But I digress. We'll make Missouri my alma mater. Just for the kicks and giggles. I don't really have another team on here that I would use. My offense playbook. I mean, I can change this at any time. I'd love to be the triple option playbook, but I don't think a lot of people would like that. I'll just go multiple. I'm a run first guy, and I'm more aggressive. I'll sub a little bit, and then I'm a normal. Playbook, multiple D. I'm a run guy, and I'm an aggressive. 55. Okay, we'll do that. All right, so we just created the coach. Okay, so here's where this is going to be fun. You guys get to watch this as a work in progress. Let me guess, you flip Vandy for Clemson. Actually, Vandy is still in the SEC. And Clemson is still in the ACC. Like I said, I still tried to keep most of the teams where they were originally. I tried to make as little tweaks as possible, but I wanted to get all of the conferences with the same number of teams, and then if I had to move teams, I'd move them based on 2 factors. Whether or not, because actually some of these teams, like right now, Coastal Carolina is listed as an independent. They're actually a member of the Sun Belt. So I'm just going to go ahead and move them to the Sun Belt because that's where they belong. Boom. So I moved teams to to conferences that they were actually in. There are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams that I put in place because of that. And then I moved teams that were going to move there in the future. There were 4 teams that I did that with, and then 5 teams that I did because they were former members of a conference, and then 7 teams that I moved because of geographic. So we will go through each one. In fact, I will post a link to the spreadsheet in the chat if you guys. Well, no, I'm going to keep it a surprise. I'm going to reveal this a little bit at a time. So first up, we'll do. So remember, this is going to be what I did was I took, and this again, this is Nutsy Poo's idea, so I'm not stealing his idea. I took the 5 Power 5 conferences. You have ACC, Big 12, Big 10, Pac-12, and SEC, and I grouped them. Each of them has a respective non-Power 5 conference that is their link for relegation and promotion. So for the ACC, you have the American Conference. For the Big 12, you have the Conference USA. Big 10 is the MAC. Pac-12 is the Mountain West. And SEC is the Sun Belt. So, Atlantic Kid, you will be, or I guess I can't call you Atlantic Kid anymore. What should I call you now that you've changed your Twitch name and also your YouTube name is your name? And no, I never did watch Walker Texas Ranger. Yeah, and there's 14 teams now in the Big Ten. Yeah, exactly. So, just to tell you the numbers, all of the Power 5 conferences have 13 teams, and all of the non-Power 5 conferences have 12 teams. And there was 1 team left over because for some reason the game is forcing me to leave 1 team as an independent because it says you can't bring a conference below the minimum 1 team. So I was like, all right. And the team I left there was Old Dominion. And the reason why I did that is because they're one of the worst teams in the game. So I didn't, and they're already listed as an independent. So I didn't feel bad leaving them there. Now, what I'm doing with them, with ODU, is I'm going to still give them a chance to join the Sun Belt at the end of their season. They will play the last place team in the Sun Belt, and if they win, they will be promoted to the Sun Belt. Call me Blake. Okay, cool. And so ODU still has a chance to get into the Sun Belt and then compete for a promotion to the SEC, but they have a longer path than everyone else. So that's the first thing. So we're keeping ODU as an independent. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about the ACC. So this is the current ACC. You've got Boston College, Clemson. In the Atlantic, you have Boston College, Clemson, Florida State, Maryland, NC State, Syracuse, and Wake Forest. Coastal, you got Duke, Georgia Tech, North Carolina, Miami, Pitt, Virginia, and Virginia Tech. So here's the changes I made here. I did not add any teams to the ACC. I moved 1 team out. So would have made Andrew University, put them as your independent. So the thing about the mod is that you can't do, since I'm doing this on PC with the mod, I can't do the team builder thing. And so I can't build a team and add them in, unfortunately. And it would take too much work for me to try to create a new team and just have it replace ODU. So I'm just going to keep ODU in the game. But anyway, the team I am moving out. This team is a former member of the SEC. I'm moving them back to the SEC. Does anyone want to take a guess as to what that team is? They are a former SEC member, and we're moving them back into the SEC. I'm curious if anyone would know. And Noble nails it right off the bat. It is Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech is moving to the SEC. And like I mentioned, the reason why I did that, and I put them in the East. The reason why I did that is because they are a former member of the SEC, and I needed to drop this conference down to 13 teams to keep it even across the board. They had 14, now they've dropped to 13. And that's the only change I made to the ACC. Everything else stays the same. So the ACC, the only difference is I moved Georgia Tech out of the Coastal and moved them to SEC East. So that is your ACC teams for this. So let's go to the league that it's linked to, which is the American. And a hell of an engineer. That's right. The Jackets are back in the SEC. I actually had a bunch of friends of mine that so my I mentioned before my college was Covenant College. They actually had a they didn't have a full engineering program themselves, but they had a connection with Georgia Tech where they would start their schooling at Covenant College and then transferred their credits directly into Georgia Tech and finished the engineering degree at Georgia Tech. So I've got a little bit of a connection with Georgia Tech. I've got a few friends that finished their engineering degrees at Georgia Tech. So my brother was actually going to do that at first, but he switched off of engineering after one semester. All right, so the American Conference. I'm going to move some teams out, and I'm not going to tell you where they're moving to yet until we reveal them. Let's see. Who am I moving out? I'm moving out Houston. I'm moving them all to Independence right now, by the way, just for fun. Oh, where's Independence? Yeah, there they are. So Houston is out. SMU is out. And that's all that I moved out. Those two teams are out. So I moved Houston out and I moved SMU out. It'll be interesting. I had a lot of fun with where they went to, by the way. What's up, Denbrew? How you doing? We are talking through the new Premier League NCAA dynasty, where I am taking all of the conferences, all the Power Five, linking them with a non-Power Five conference, and we're going to do promotion and relegation at the end of each season. It's an idea I stole from Nutsy off of Twitter. And I also talk, if you want to, and this will be, actually, if you're watching on YouTube, go over to YouTube. You can go back to the beginning, and I actually talk through what my future plans for the channel are. I actually talked to it a couple times because people came in and asked what was going on. But I'm going to keep going forward on this. So I moved out Houston, and I moved out SMU. And here are the teams that we're going to move in. From the Independents, we are moving in Navy and Army. We've got the Navy-Army rivalry within a conference. I love it. Now, actually, Navy is a current member of the American Conference. So they just weren't listed in there during this. So Navy is going to be in the American, Army is going to be in the American, and then we're going to switch over to Conference USA, where we're moving two teams. We are moving current American Conference member Eastern Carolina to the American. And then we are moving future conference American Conference member University of Alabama Birmingham. You cannot move to a school into this division until the school's oh, okay. Hold on. Switch that. UAB. There we go. American. There we go. So in the American Conference, you have, and I need to make sure these divisions are right too. So in the, oh, and I got to rename that's another thing, is I get to actually name the conferences here. So we have the American South. Oops. American South. And the American North. And I came up with these divisions all on my own. And this is where they are going to be. So we've got, in the South, we've got Charlotte, Memphis, UCF, and we'll switch Cincinnati over, USF, Rutgers is out, and UAB. So in the South, we've got Charlotte, Memphis, UCF, USF. Oh, I switched Eastern Carolina and Louisville. Yeah, Eastern Carolina, USF, UAB, Memphis, Eastern Carolina, Charlotte, UCF. No, you're fine, Cowboy. I don't. My father-in-law is former Army, so I've got both sides. You're fine. So, how hard is it to get the new college football game? Is it super intense on the computer? Yeah, you will need a good computer in order to run this. You need one with a good CPU. You're not going to be able to run this on a laptop. You need something with a good CPU and a good graph. Well, you don't. Yeah, a good CPU is the main component that you need. I was fortunate the computer I built was strong enough to run it, but you can't run this on any computer. Hey, switch over to YouTube. Thank you. All right. So, by the way, if you're over on YouTube right now, make sure to drop a like on the video. Get a like spike going. Yeah, Navy pulled off the upset this year. I'll say, and then the American North is going to be Army, Louisville, Temple, Navy, Rutgers, and Cincinnati. So we added 4 teams, we moved 2 out, and we now have a solid 12-team American Conference. Now I need to, we'll go into the rules of this later. Okay, so next up, we've got the Big 12. The Big 12. So for this one, I did not move any teams out. All of the teams stayed. And then currently there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I added in 3. So those 3, we've already seen one of them. And that is from currently the Independents. They were in the American, the Houston Cougars. And we are moving them there because they are a future Big 12 team. They will be joining the Big 12 in 2023. So Houston has now been added. And then here's the big swap that I kind of alluded to earlier. 2 former Big 12 teams are making their return to the Big 12. And that will be Missouri, Big 12, and Texas A&M. Those 2 are making their returns to the Big 12. So there you have it. I added in Houston from the American, who is a future member of the Big 12, and then I added back in Texas A&M and Missouri, who are former members of the Big 12, which is now technically the Big 13, but whatever. And this is where I'm having fun with the divisions. And you'll see why in a second. So, I'll do Division B first. Division B is called the Texas Division because I can literally fill that division with all Texas teams. It's harsh to A&M. I mean, there's some competitive teams in there. I moved them mostly because they were former Big 12 and I needed to get even numbers across the board. And then the other division, I'm just going to name it the Midwest. So this is the Big 12 has the Midwest and the Texas divisions, and you can obviously see where I'm going with this. So Missouri moves over there, West Virginia instead of, No, I moved them. Oklahoma, Big 12 Midwest. There we go. So in the Midwest, you have Iowa State, Kansas, Missouri, Kansas State, Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, and West Virginia. Now, I didn't like West Virginia being in here because they're more Eastern. But again, I still tried to keep the conferences as close as they were. I only moved them if I had to. And I didn't have to move West Virginia. So West Virginia stays. And then going for, Oklahoma State. Yeah, you're from Oklahoma, right? And then in the Texas side, we've got Baylor, Houston, TCU, Texas, Texas Tech, and Texas A&M, obviously. All the teams from Texas are on the Texas division. So there's the Big 12. And I have no idea what these other chats are coming in on YouTube. I'm sorry. Man, you know how much Old Dominion would love to be in the Big 12? Yeah. No, they're not going to the Big 12. They have to be promoted first. Twice, actually. So, bet y'all can't guess what team you cheer for. I have no idea. All right, so the division that is tied with the Big 12 is the Conference USA. And we have a bunch of teams that actually moved out. We've already moved out Eastern Carolina and UAB. And we have 4 more teams that are actually moving out. And I'm going to move them to the Independents for now. We're moving out Florida International. We're moving out Florida Atlantic. We are moving out Southern Miss. And we're moving out Marshall. So we moved out a ton of teams from this one. So who we are adding to this, and we've already mentioned one of them, it is SMU. We are moving to Conference USA. And then 3 teams from the current Sun Belt. All 4 of these teams, by the way, were moved purely based on geography. There is no connection to them, future or former members. It was just purely based on geography. So we're moving Louisiana to the Conference USA. We are moving University of Louisiana Monroe to the Conference USA. And then Texas State is moving to Conference USA. So back to Conference USA. They have East and West, but we're changing the names. Can you guess what Division 2 is going to be named? That's right, we have 2 Texas divisions. We have one in the Big 12, and then we have one in the Conference USA, and I love every minute of it. And then this one's not going to be called Midwest. They're more East. There's a lot of more Eastern teams on this one. So, Gundy's pokes. So in the East, we've got Louisiana. All right, let me move all these around. So this one moves over here, and these 2 swap. Okay, so here we go. We have in the East, we have Louisiana, Louisiana Tech, Middle Tennessee State, Tulane, Tulsa, and ULM, the University of Louisiana Monroe. I think it's Louisiana Monroe. Anyway, and then in the Texas division, we have North Texas, Rice, SMU, Southern Methodist, Texas State, UTSA, and UTEP. Yes, those are all Texas teams. Rice is in Texas. Southern Methodist is in Texas. So we all have, and then obviously you have North Texas, Texas State, University of Texas San Antonio, and University of Texas El Paso. So that is your Conference USA linked with the Big 12 with the 2 Texas divisions, and I love every minute of it. Love it so much. All right, next up. Let's skip over to the SEC because we already kind of know what's going on there. We already know what's going on here. No, let's not do the SEC. Let's go in order of what I've got it here. Big 10 is next. And we have only one change here. The conferences will stay the same. We have East and West, and we have one addition. And that is the no longer independent University of Notre Dame is going to be joining the Big 10 East. And I really wanted to put Notre Dame in the West because the East has so much more firepower than the West with Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, Notre Dame. But geographically, it just didn't make sense. Notre Dame is more east than Ohio State. It's more east than Indiana. And Michigan and Michigan State, actually. It's one of the more, I think the only team that's more east of it is Penn State. But in the West, you have Illinois, Iowa, Nebraska, Minnesota, Northwestern, and Wisconsin. So there is your Big 10 conference with the addition of the formerly independent Notre Dame. Notre Dame. And yeah, and Noble, I just saw what you were talking about in terms of your... Wait, why did that one go through? Well, yes. Okay, there we go. Noble, I understand your symmetry is bothering me, but that was just the way the teams had to be. And like just to make it even across the board. So I know the 6 and 7 is a little off, but it's okay. You'll be okay. All right. So connected with the Big 10 is the MAC, the Mid-American Conference. And let's see. Something's not right because there should already be... Oh, I moved one team out. That's the only thing I did. Georgia Southern moved out. And then so we have... I think I moved around East and West, but let's see here. We had Akron, Bowling Green, Buffalo, Kent State, Miami, and Ohio. That's the only change I did. The only change I did here was I moved out Georgia Southern. Everyone else is where they are. They have Ball State, Central Michigan, Eastern Michigan, Northern Illinois, Toledo, and Western Michigan. So the Mid-American... Notre Dame now is 7-5 yearly team confirmed. We'll see. But yeah, so there's the MAC conference, East and West, connected to the Big Ten. Next up, the Pac-12. And this one is also pretty straightforward. Pac-12, we are adding one team, and it is the formerly independent BYU. I know they are joining the Big 12 like Houston is, but it made more sense to add them to the Pac-12, now the Pac-13. Just geographically, it just made sense since they're in Utah. So we are adding them to the Pac-12 South, and everyone else stayed the same. In the North, you've got Cal, Oregon, Oregon State, Stanford, Washington State, and Washington, and then the South, you've got Arizona, Arizona State, BYU, Colorado, UCLA, USC, and Utah. Whew, I'm talking a lot. All right, so there is the Pac-12, and it is linked with the, wouldn't you know it, the Mountain West. And we ain't touching this. The Mountain West was good as is. Didn't need to move a team out. Didn't need to move a team in. 6-6. Mountain and West, we're good to go. So, Mountain West, they no, BYU is joining the Big 12, not the Pac-12. I looked into it. BYU is joining the Big 12. They are joining at the same time. Houston is. Houston and BYU are joining at the same time. But anyway, so Mountain West, you have Air Force, Boise State, Colorado State, New Mexico, Wyoming, and Utah State. And then in the West, you've got Fresno State, Hawaii, Nevada, San Diego State, San Jose State, and UNLV. All right, and then last but not least, we have the SEC, which is already set up the way we want to. So we've got, in the East, we have Florida, Georgia, the former ACC, now back in the SEC, Georgia Tech, Kentucky, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Vanderbilt. And then in the West, we have Alabama, Arkansas, Auburn, LSU, Mississippi State, and Ole Miss. And in the conference connected to it is the conference with the absolute most changes you had ever seen, the Sun Belt. All right, so let's add in the formerly independent Appalachian State is added. The way they were in the Conference USA, but they are also a former member of the Sun Belt, Florida International. Florida Atlantic, same way. They are a former Sun Belt member. Then current members, Appalachian State, I just added. Coastal Carolina, I had already added. And also Georgia Southern is a current member of the Sun Belt. That's why I moved them out of the MAC. And then future members of the Sun Belt Conference, Marshall and Southern Miss. So with that, we'll switch over to the Sun Belt and we will make our divisions. We've got, pretty simple here, we've got the West and the East. All right, so with that, in the East, we have Georgia State, both Florida teams, Florida International, Florida Atlantic, Coastal Carolina, Appalachian State, and then I need to switch, who do I switch Troy with? Georgia Southern. All right, so in this, the Eastern Conference, we have Appalachian State, Coastal Carolina, Florida Atlantic, Florida International, Georgia State, and Georgia Southern. And then in the West, we have Arkansas State, South Alabama, Troy, Marshall, Western Kentucky, and Southern Miss. And with that, that is all of the conferences with all of their teams aligned, and poor Old Dominion is stuck in Independence. Let me see if I can, will it let me now? Yeah, this move creates a conference less than the minimum one team. So I can't move Old Dominion out. I'm sorry. It stinks. But sorry, Old Dominion, you're stuck. So to recap, the ACC lost Georgia Tech. That's it. The Big 12 gained back Texas A&M and Missouri, and also gained future Big 12 member Houston. And we have made the Texas Conference and the Midwest Conference, or divisions, sorry, divisions, not conference. The Big 10 added in formerly independent Notre Dame into the Eastern Division. The Pac-12 added in formerly independent BYU into their South Division. And then the SEC dropped Missouri and Texas A&M and added Georgia Tech. And then for the subconferences, American added Eastern Carolina, UAB, Navy, and Army. The Conference USA added Louisiana, ULM, SMU, and Texas State and formed the Texas Division and the East Division. The MAC lost Georgia Southern, but that's it. Everything else stayed the same. Mountain West stayed exactly the same. And then the Sun Belt, they added FAU, FIU, Coastal Carolina, Appalachian State, Georgia Southern, Southern Miss, and Marshall. And lost, what did they lose? Louisiana, ULM, and Texas State. So, there you have it. And now the main question is, I also need to set up the rules for each conference. I'm going to make this easy across the board. Weekday games can be any. We'll start everyone's conference schedule week 1 or week 3. ACC Championship, Atlantic and Coastal. Okay, American. No protected rivals. That's fine. Any weekday. Week 3. They don't have an American conference, so best conference record hosts. Done. Big 12. No protected rivals. Night games, fine. Any weekday games, any. Starting week 3. There should be a Big 12, right? Is there a Big 12 championship game? Yeah, Big 12 championship. That's done. Big 10. Big 10 championship. We'll start theirs in week 3 as well. They can do any weekday games. That's fine. Conference USA. Any. I'm just going to make them all the same. Best conference record hosts. East and Texas. MAC. MAC has their own championship in this game for whatever reason. Any. No protected rivals. Mountain West. Week 3. Any. Best conference record hosts. Pac-12. Any. Week 3. And I know there's a Pac-12 championship game. Yes, Pac-12 championship. There we go. And then SEC championship. Week 3. Any. All right. Pretty sure that's everything. Oops. Wait. Back. Everyone. Everyone has to be the same. Perfect. Okay. Cool. So we have all of our alignments. We're ready to go. But here's the main question, though, is what team am I going to be? And I'm not going to be Old Dominion that doesn't start out in in any conference. I'm not going to be Old Dominion. I have no idea who I want to be. I want to be, I'm going to do one of those like start from the bottom and work my way up. I'm going to be an offensive coordinator somewhere. I'm not going to be a head coach. I'm going to be an offensive coordinator somewhere and see if I can work my way up the coaching ladder while also keeping track of who moves up and who moves down. Oh, actually, before we talk about what team I'm going to be, let's talk about this, the BCS Bowl tie-ins. So that one I'm going to remove. Delete. Yep. All right, so 4, 5. Okay, so along with the mod that I was able to do that adds the college football revamp, along with that mod, we are also going to be doing we also have the ability through another tool that was created, the ability to do a college football playoffs in this game, even though it is not natively in the game. And the way it works is that what it does is that it reassigns. You have to do this in stages. So this is going to be something when we get to the bowl season, I'm going to have to do some of this off stream because it's not fun to watch on stream. We're going to, basically what it does is it keeps reassigning bowl games and you play the bowl games without finishing the entire bowl season, and then it keeps reassigning bowl games to keep the playoffs going, and it just keeps repeating the teams that keep moving on. Um, that's like the simple version of putting it. So what's going to happen is with this Premier League system that we've got going, we're going to do an eight team college football playoff where 5 of the spots are going to be taken by the 5 Power 5 champions. So any team that wins their conference championship game, because now every single conference has one now, every single team that wins a conference championship will make it into the playoffs. Plus, we're going to do 3 at-large bids, and they cannot be taken by any of the under Power 5 conferences. So the only teams that can make it in are members of the Power 5. So most likely we'll take the 3 best second place teams. The 3 best teams that were runner-up in their conference championship games. That's most likely what's going to happen, but we'll see how the at-large stuff works out. I get to choose who's in it. I get to choose who's at-large. So I'll base it. I'll make my educated decisions, and I will not be biased if I am one of those teams. So that's how the college football playoff is going to work. So we have the 5 conference winners, the 5 conference champions after their respective championship games will get a spot, and then the 3 remaining spots go to 3 of the remaining Power 5 teams. So if you're not in a Power 5 conference, you cannot qualify for the championship, the playoffs. How the rest of the bowl games are going to work, because I can also reassign bowl games with this tool. How the bowl games are going to be used that are not a part of the college football championship is the conference champion of each of the non-Power 5 gets an automatic promotion to the league that's above them. So whoever the college champion is gets a promotion. The team that finishes with the worst conference record in each of the divisions in the Power 5 is the team that gets replaced. If you are the runner-up for the conference championship game, you will be assigned, in the non-Power 5, if you're the runner-up in the championship game, you will be assigned a bowl game to play against the second worst team in the Power 5 conference. Those bowl games will be played. If the team that from the non-Power 5 wins, they get promoted and the other team gets relegated. But if the team that is quote-unquote defending itself wins, they get to stay. So you are definitely having one team move up, one team move down. But you could possibly have 2 move up and 2 move down based on the results of the bowl game. So I'm going to be reassigning bowl games to have to make those matchups. The conference runners-up versus the conference second worst in the Power 5, non-Power 5. That's how I have it right now. I'm debating whether or not to say if you make the conference championship in your non-Power 5, you automatically get promoted, but then that means the conference championship doesn't really matter for them. So I think I'm going to keep it that way. If you win your division, you have a chance to get promoted. If you win your conference championship, you make it. If you lose that, you have a chance, but you have to beat potentially a tougher team coming from the Power 5 coming down. So I think that's going to be fun. So I can reassign all the bowl games to make those matchups count. And then the other bowl games, I'm just going to do matchups of... The only way you can get into a bowl game if you're in a non-Power 5 is if you're in one of those promotion relegation games. All of the other ones are going to be all Power 5. The only way you can get a bowl game is if you're a Power 5 team. So, yeah. That's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to take a lot of work on my end to actually set that up, but I'll do that off stream so you guys don't have to watch that. So that's how I'm going to do that. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. But this is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now the question is, well, coach starting level is default, progression rate's normal, generate auto names, yeah, that's fine. If you have any questions, I mean, do you have a question? I don't know. Sorry, I had to mod the YouTube chat for a second. That's one downside. Again, that's one downside of this chat that you're showing up here is I can't like the one you see on stream in the other corner. I can't like delete them off of the screen like those random ones. But I can delete them from my playback at least. Blah, 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 blah. What was I about to say? Oh yeah. I'll set the sliders later. This one doesn't matter. But injuries, fatigue on, quarter length. I think I'm gonna do 10. Play clock on, normal. I need to look up the slider set I was gonna use, but that's not worrying right now. Custom AI, dynasty options. That's fine. Okay, we're good there. I don't know what team I want to be. I don't know. I'm definitely going to be a team in the non-Power 5 just to start out that whole storyline of trying to get promoted to the next level. Oh, are they going to only offer me certain? Okay. Okay. Choose your first job. Okay. So let's take a look at the 1-star schools. Let's do that. There are 4 1-star schools. We've got Akron, New Mexico, UTEP, and UTSA. The easiest one here would be UTSA because they have the best team in terms of ratings. I feel like I need to be one of these 4 teams. Just start at the 1-star. Is Old Dominion really a 2-star? Oh, they are. They're a 2-star. Huh, okay, who knew? You missed your music. My music should be playing. Can you not hear it? It's playing on my end. You should hear it. Oh man, has the music not been playing the whole time? It's playing. It's definitely playing. Yeah, it's definitely playing, dude. No? I Why is it not playing through? It's showing up on my audio mixer. That's bizarre. Well, that's a dumb. I thought this was playing the whole. It's showing up on my audio mixer. Oh, I think I know. I think I know. Hold on. I can't believe it's only picking up my mic. That's why the alert didn't go off because it was only picking up my mic. Um, Shoot. Where are my audio settings at? It set it all to default. Ah. That's why.
There it is. You should be able to hear it now. You should be able to hear it now. Can you hear it? And that's a lie. They're not allowed to, Blake, they're not allowed to sign players right now, so I know that's a lie. You can hear the music though, right? Let me hear it on my stream. Yes, you can hear it now. Okay. Phew. I don't know if I thought I had changed those settings. Hopefully they don't revert back every time I leave this. That's why I didn't hear the alert earlier, because the audio wasn't set up right. So this is, hold on. I actually need to fix one more thing. So monitoring. Oh no, that's saved. Okay. All right then. Anyway. No, settings. No, I just need monitor only on that one. Oh, I know what I did. I think I saved it. I have two different scene collections, and I think I saved the audio settings on one collection and not the other. That's probably what it was. I know you said the Cardinals. You were trying to get me excited. But there's no way that the Cardinals are going to sign Trevor Story. There's no way they're going to do it. Anyway. So, now that we've got that figured out, and I've been doing this entire stream without music. I am so sorry, guys. I wish I knew that earlier. Literally, I thought it was going off in my, it looked like it was working in my audio mixer. Yay, content, first stream, learning new technologies. That's exactly why I did this, and I'm not actually going to be doing any full gameplay today. I'm just doing the full setup today. This is one of the reasons why. I wanted to make sure this my new technology was working. So, thank you, Blake, for pointing that out. I really do appreciate it. Okay, so I am thinking. Okay, so I'm gonna do one of these three teams. I have a better voice than Joe Buck. Are you kidding me? I have a better voice than Joe Buck. I mean, I will take that compliment. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. I don't believe it, but I appreciate it. See, now I don't know what you're telling to me, because now you were telling the truth about the music. You lied about the Cardinal signing Trevor Story, so I don't know what this one is. All right. Anyway, so I feel like taking Texas San Antonio would be the cop out, because they're actually overall an 81, which is better than a lot of the 2-star teams. In fact, they might be better than some 3-star teams. Yeah, oh no, that's Akron. 81. They're better than Army. They're better than Colorado State. They're better than Duke. They're better than Florida Atlantic. They're better than Illinois. They're better than Kansas. They're better than Louisiana Tech, Marshall. Yeah, so I feel like San Antonio is going to be making a run. They're probably going to be the team that gets promoted, honestly, from the Conference USA. As a future announcer, yes, I appreciate that. Blake, I can't do like a call on command. I'm better at making calls, like when I'm actually watching something and making the call on it. But anyway, so I think, all right, if I want the biggest challenge, I'm gonna have to go Akron from the MAC. But I kind of wanted to have fun with the whole Texas conference thing and be a part of that Texas division. But then I had to go up against UTSA. So Akron would be the biggest challenge because they have the worst offense in the 1-star school.
New Mexico is probably the middle of the road. UTEP would also be middle of the road, but they have to compete against UTSA. And that's a tough team to go up against. Gee whiz. Go up against UTSA. I want to see that promotion. So you want me to take UTEP? What I might do is I might just do a random number generator between 1 and 3 and have it pick for me. I'm not picking UTSA. That's the easy way out. That's too easy. They're at 81 overall already. Not the expert in his NCAA. No, I have not, actually. I'm very new to this NCAA 14 scene. I've mostly just watched... I watched like one episode of Bengals Community College series, and then I've been watching a lot of... I've seen Nutsy Poo do it with his Montana, and then Crazy Coach with his run-through of his Dynasty, where he just... craps all over his San Jose State after 1 year. So Blake thinks I should go with the UTEP Miners. I'm kind of leaning towards Akron just because they're the biggest challenge in terms of offense. They have the lowest rated offense out of these schools, and I'm going to be the offensive coordinator at one of these schools. I'm not going to be the head coach. Should I just do the random number generator? Do I prefer pandas or dingoes? I mean, I prefer pandas. I don't know why. I don't know why you're asking that. I guess Lobos are... I don't know. He has two different ones instead of a third. Gee whiz. Well, I'm only going to be doing one, but I'm doing this Premier League thing, and I love it. And hopefully that'll give me like that unique spin that makes my content my own. I like putting my unique spin on things and not just doing everything normal. By the way, what I didn't mention was some of the other stuff I've got planned for my video series. Because if you looked at the thumbnail for my YouTube stream, which you should all be watching on YouTube, by the way, I have planned... Well, the Madden picture is because I'm still going to continue in the UGL. So you'll still see streams of my UGL stuff. Hopefully we'll win more than one game next year. Yeah. UGF Pandas. There's no UGF on this list. Anyway, so I have two other games on my thumbnail that I have not talked about yet. One of them is MLB The Show, which was the content I started out with. I am planning on doing and finishing this time, hopefully. No promises. I'm starting a brand new fantasy franchise, but it's not going to be a franchise. As everyone's been complaining across the internet, including myself, that MLB The Show needs to make franchise better, I am doing just a season. I'm doing a fantasy draft, and I'm turning trades off. So trades are off. I'm doing one season, and my goal is to win the World Series. So I'm just going to be given a random team. I got to win the World Series with that team in one season. So I'm going back to what I was going to do with the Tennessee Titans, which was my one-shot series. This is going to be my MLB The Show fantasy franchise one-shot, where I have one shot to win the World Series with a randomly generated franchise team. Fantasy team, not franchise team. A randomly generated fantasy team. So look forward to that coming soon. And then the other game that was on there was college basketball. The screenshot I specifically included was College Hoops 2K8, which I bought a bunch of college sports games over Christmas with my Christmas money, just so I could play them on PC. So I have a legal copy. Now, for those of you that don't know, College Football Revamped is a mod that has been created by community members. They aren't getting paid for anything. They just made this on their own. They do fantastic work. Another group of people has done something similar for NCAA Basketball 10, the EA Sports version with Blake Griffin on the cover from Oklahoma. And they just launched version 1 of March Madness Legacy, which is their version, which is basically college football revamp for NCAA basketball. The thing is, I prefer College Hoops 2K8 to NCAA Basketball 10 because the College Hoops Legacy mode is a whole lot more in depth than NCAA's Dynasty mode. So no, it's to answer your question, Blake. No, it's randomly drafted. I don't choose. And NBA 2K22, that was the UGL league, and that's kind of died. If it comes back, I'll keep playing it, but that kind of died. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. I prefer College Hoops 2K8 to NCAA Basketball 10 because of how deep the legacy mode is in 2K8. It's so much deeper, so much more customizable, and I can even create my own school in that game. So what I was thinking about doing is creating a school and trying to take that school to success and prominence. The only thing I need to figure out is, am I able to move teams around conferences once I've started a legacy? Because I'd want to start in a lower conference because I'd be a really poor school. But I want to have the ability to move to another conference if I get good enough, because I don't want to be stuck in a poor conference forever. I would want that higher competition once I build it up. So I'm going to see if I can do that. I'm testing things out. Also, that game doesn't really run very well on my emulator. It randomly freezes from time to time, and I've tried tweaking it so much, if I haven't figured it out yet, I'm trying to figure out a way to get that as a YouTube series, but I haven't figured it out yet. Worst comes to worst, I'll start a Dynasty on the NCAA Basketball 10 with the March Madness Legacy mod over the top of it. But I would prefer to do College Hoops 2K. So definitely going to do an MLB The Show, the fantasy one-shot, and then hopefully a College Hoops 2K newly created school legacy challenge. So MLB Show is definitely happening. College Hoops may happen. That's why I said earlier 1 to 2 streams on YouTube, or 1 to 2 video series on YouTube. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so those are the other 2 series I'm going to do. In terms of this, let's see. The MAC is linked with the Big Ten. And the goal. I'm not going to stay with the same school the whole time. I'm going to be the coach that I want to keep moving up, but also tell the story of what schools get promoted and relegated every year. It's either Akron or UTEP. I'm not going to do New Mexico. I'm not going to do UTSA. It's either Akron or UTEP. Yes, Wednesday night are my stream nights, and I'm going to be streaming this. I'm going to be streaming the college football series on Wednesday nights. Hey, what's up, NCAA? Speaking of NCAA football, start in the MAC and move up to Conference USA. Well, no, so I don't know if you weren't here at the beginning. I'll have to give you a little bit of a recap here. This is not your normal conferences that are set up. What I did is I took this is not my idea. This was taken from a tweet that Nutsy Poo tweeted out. This was his idea, so I'm stealing. I asked him, "Can I steal your idea?" And essentially what I did was I took Premier League relegation demotion from like European soccer, and I've incorporated it into college football. So each Power 5 conference has a non-Power 5 conference linked to it. Every season there's going to be a team that's promoted, a team that's relegated between those connected conferences. So if I start in the Mountain West, I can't technically move up to the Conference USA because they're all at the same level. They're all non-Power 5 feeding into a Power 5 conference. Like the Mountain West feeds into the Pac-12, Conference USA feeds into the Big 10, Conference USA feeds into the Big 12, MAC feeds into the Big 10, American feeds in the ACC, and Sunbelt feeds in the SEC. And I moved a bunch of teams around based to even out the playing field based on geography, former members, future members, that kind of thing. If you missed that whole explanation, the VOD will be up. You can go to my YouTube one and rewind it. That's another thing. You can rewind my streams on YouTube, or you can wait for the VOD to come out and watch it as a VOD. But it'll be saved as soon as the stream is over. You'll be able to watch that. So if I start in the Mountain West, I can't move up to Conference USA. The goal would be to take the Mountain West team and move up to the Pac-12. So I'm between Akron and UTEP. Is what I think Akron is the biggest challenge, but I think the best story would be UTEP because I created those Texas divisions. Like literally, the divisions are all Texas teams. Shoot, I don't know. Oh, the UGF Pandas. I think I saw that now. Wait, isn't that... No, I don't want to discard any changes. No, I don't want to do that. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. UTEP seems like a better scenario. Yeah, I think the UTEP one is fun just because of the fact that I made Texas divisions in both the Conference USA and the Big 12. Conference USA, it's... See if I can remember this. It's UTEP, UTSA, North Texas, Texas State, SMU, and Rice. And then in the Big 12, it's Baylor, TCU, Texas, Texas A&M, Houston, and... Crap, I forgot. Baylor. No, I said Baylor. Texas Tech. That's the one I was missing. Texas Tech. So that's how I did that. So we have for example, if I was in Conference USA, so I'd be going against North Texas, Rice, SMU. SMU's got to be a favorite, honestly. SMU, UTEP, and UTSA. And Texas State and Rice. All right, I think for the storylines, we're going to go UTEP. We're going to go UTEP, offensive coordinator. They were 3-9 last year in 2012. Shoo. I would have the best job security in the nation. All right, let's do this. All right, here's my skill tree. All right, so that's head coach. Where am I? Here I am. I have one upgrade available. I'm the offensive coordinator. Ah, dang it. Pittsburgh took the lead. Dang it. All right, so I need either ball security or up tempo. Stay healthy, fatigue less quickly, and prevent injuries. 2% to injury and 10% increase in stamina. I think I'll take that. Oh, so I can't upgrade these head coach things until I become a head coach, right? Oh. All right, so offensive coordinator, up tempo. Cool. All right, so I'm me. That's me. Offensive coordinator. This defensive coordinator is level 18, man. They got a good defense, at least. All right. Yes, I want to keep those.
No, no, no. My wife is a Hurricanes fan. I'm a blue. Dude. Hurricanes are my 1B. Blues are my 1A. My wife is a Hurricanes fan. I'm a Blues fan and a Hurricanes fan. But I will cheer for the Blues first before the Hurricanes, but not by much. Anyway. All right. So before I set up the recruiting board, let's go to my. Let's go to redshirt. Let's take a look at the roster. All right. So at quarterback, yeah, at least he's a sophomore. We got a few. We got some scramblers. We've got some scramblers. All right. So we've got sophomore Gavin Hardison, sophomore Calvin Brownholtz, who are both the same rating, so we might have some quarterback competition here. And then true freshman Jacoby Longino. Okay, so according to this, it looks like Brownholtz is the better runner. Who's the better thrower? They both have the same power and accuracy. Wow. They literally have the same throwing stats. All right, I think Brownholtz is a little bit better. Just based on, so he has better spin move, juke move. He has a little less of a carrying rating. Hardison is a better stiff arm. So Brownholtz looks to be, nope, Brownholtz is more elusive. I'm going to go Brownholtz as my starting quarterback, and then Hardison's the backup. They have the same throwing ratings. That's hilarious. All right, halfback. Junior Ronald A. Watt is the starter, followed by senior Quadrays Wadley. I love that. I might need to start him just because of his name. These are all power backs, and then we have 2 balance backs. All right, we're going to redshirt this freshman just because we already have 3 in front of him. This guy's going to be good by the end, Deion Hankins. Fullback. Sure, that's fine. We have 2 fullbacks. I might use one of them at tight end. All right. Ooh. Our best receiver is an 83 overall sophomore named Jacob Cowing. That's awesome. I'm going to redshirt these 2 freshmen. And we've got 80 overall Justin Garrett. So my 2 star players are my 2 wide receivers. That makes sense. And then dropping all the way down to 70, we have Nick Ast, Tyron Smith, Miles Banks, Ronaldo Flores, and then Josh Farr. So, yeah. Cool. So, I got good receivers. Tight end. Yep, I'm definitely going to be using some fullbacks at tight end. We've got Trent Thompson and Zach Fryer. I saw Zach Fryer earlier. Anyway. 75 overall junior Zuri Henry, as well as 75 overall senior Darda Lee. 81 overall, Bobby DeHaro. Nice. 75 overall, Andrew Meyer and Robert Mervin. 76 overall, Elijah Klein. I might be redshirting Immediato. And okay, I'm redshirting you. I'm redshirting you. Where's that other freshman? And I'm redshirting you. Okay, so each line still has a backup at it. Okay. Defensively, I'm not going to be worried too much about the defense, but I still need to worry about redshirting people. So let's redshirt the 62. No, let's redshirt the 66 overall, so he can be better by give him playing time at the end. And then, woo, a lot of defensive tackles. Good night. Yeah, we can redshirt all these freshmen because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 other ones. No left outside linebackers. Bunch of middle linebackers and a few right outside linebackers. I think we're going to keep all of them because of the fact we don't have any left outside linebackers. Cornerback, we're going to keep them all because there's only 5 of them. Not the best depth. A lot of safeties. I'm going to redshirt this freshman over here. All right. And then kicker, 81. And then 72 punter. Okay, cool.
So our best players are our right end and our sophomore wide receiver. So we'll have fun with them. And we've got a couple. This is not a horrible team. It's not horrible. Not a lot of depth, though. That's the thing. If I have injuries, I'm in trouble. So let's go to the depth chart. And we're going to be starting Brownholtz. Because I feel like they have the exact same throwing ratings, and he's got a little bit better of a running rating. So we'll start him. I'm going to start the senior, Wadley, over Awat. Just because Quadres Wadley is just an awesome name. Fullback will start the senior for sure. That's fine. Okay, that works. That works. Okay, cool. Left tackle, left guard, center, right guard. That's fine. I'm gonna start Henry there, and then there. Perfect. And then left end. I'm gonna Ortega. You know what? We'll give the senior the start. Give the senior the start. Let's tackle. We got plenty of them. Left outside linebacker. You just got the clip of the century. Uh-oh. Interesting. Okay, so Hayward is probably starting on the other side. Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, not a strong linebacker core. Dennis Barnes, can he start at linebacker? No, he's not a good linebacker. Can he be a good corner? He can. He could be a good corner. We'll put Barnes there. Because he deserves some playing time. Okay, cool. All right, and then we have a kick returner. Our best receiver. Fine, fine, fine. Okay, cool. So our weak spot on the offense is going to be our quarterback. So we're going to definitely try to go out and get a good quarterback in recruiting. And I flipped it backwards to my superstar dev receiver, and he trickled past the defense down the sideline for the dagger touchdown. Wow. I don't normally lateral the ball in Madden. All right. So there's our offense.